I want to thank Ms. Jones and the rest of y'all for inviting me. It's really an honor to be able to come back where I started from and speak. Like I said, this is where I'm from, this is where my family from, my wife. Reverend Peoples actually buried us here. We got married here in Slaton. My parents were born and raised in Slaton. Reverend Peoples actually buried my father. So it's really an honor to be able to come back to Slaton and talk to y'all. So as far as Black History Month goes, man, what I want to say is, like, I'm sorry, I forgot your name. Darren, like he said, history is really important. And one thing I want to say is change is really needed and really necessary. So it's good to see, especially in a place like Slaton, like when growing up, Slaton was real divided. So to see everybody from our cultures in this one room is pretty cool. But change is needed, like I was saying, man. I grew up down here, back and forth between here and Lubbock, and I come from the streets. I come from a lot of running the streets, gang banging, selling drugs, in and out of prison, this, that, and the other. And my history back then just kept repeating itself because I always stayed in trouble. I always stayed in something. So as I got older, I knew change was needed, and I changed my ways. And by changing my ways, I was able to do something for myself and my community. Got myself together. I have a career now. I'm Atmos Energy employee. I work for Atmos. I'm the gas man, short and sweet. I'm gonna fix the gas leaks, whatever you want to call it. And actually I also own a couple of businesses, me and my wife. We're heavily involved in the community because although history is of the utmost importance, our history ain't good. So it's about changing some of that history. For instance, I got a past. That history needs to change. I need to quit doing the things I was doing. So I highly encourage and spend day in and day out leading by example to show another way, pave another way by getting up and doing what I gotta do to show people from the neighborhoods, from the street light to gang banging to whatever it is you caught up in as far as the wrong stuff. That's another way, man. My name is Scotty Scott. A lot of people know me as Doughboy. I wore my shirt, one of my shirts that we made at my shop. And that's because I'm here front and center, wanting everybody to know that change is possible, change is necessary, and Black History Month, being a black man who come from the streets, to come back where it started from, to bring my wife back down here, to walk in here and see family members, my wife by my side, see my reverend who married us, who knows my entire family. I think Reverend Peoples probably been dealing with my family for probably over 50 years, right, Rev? You married you've been dealing with, you done married us all, probably over 50 years, so it's truly a blessing, like I said, man, it's an honor to come back, being from here, my wife being from here, my best friends being from here, like, it's cool. But what I want to tell you guys is, I don't really know how I can come at you like this. I'm trying to think of the best way to come at you. But what I do want to say is, make a change with your life and understand that history is of the utmost importance. But if your history is also doing a whole bunch of wrong, don't let that history repeat itself. Because I spent a lifetime in these streets. I'm 49 years old now. I was 41 years old before I ever had a job. 41 years old with a job was probably the brokest I'd ever been in my life. Let's just keep it real. But I knew that I needed to do something different.
All right.
I knew I needed to do something different with my life. So, I took it upon myself to change the game in a sense. So, I went back to my neighborhood. I went back to the streets that I ran and gangbanged on and sell dope on and whatever you want to call it. And just started doing something different. And I stand front and center on the front line every time for mine to try to show that you can in fact change. You know, it's kind of a yin and a yang to history, I guess, because I believe that history is important. Black history is important because we as black men and women, y'all know, we done been through hell. You know, we done been through the most. Our people done been through the most. Even us who in our era right now, if you grew up in Slaton, you done been through the most. You know, Slaton was not always peaches and cream, but things like this are important because it shows history, but it also shows how history can change. You know, how you can get these kids, these babies right here, like these little 2 and 3 year olds and see however old they are, you know what I mean? This is the history you want them to see. This is the history you want them to see. This is what you want them to grow up and remember. So, I, 41, back to what I was saying, I got my first job, turned my job into a career. I've elevated myself. I now own 2 businesses. I'm a community activist. I'm a community advocate. I am a career man. I lost my train of thought, excuse me. I was fixing to say something, my tongue slipped. I was fixing to say something, I forgot what I was fixing to say, and I'm 49 years old. I started this journey in 41. And in 8 years' time, I've managed to get my life together. So I spend all day, every day, encouraging the next man, the next woman, the next boy, the next girl to do the exact same thing. You know, in that 8 years, I've got a house, I've got a wife, I've got my kids, I got my grandkids, I got my business, I got my career. You know, I'm on the executive board for the 100 Black Men of West Texas. I'm the chairman of the board for the Charles and Rose Hankston Annual Fishing Derby. You know, and this year will be the 29th year of that deal. So I know that with that being said, you can do something with your life, man. You can do something with your life. It's an honor and privilege that once I made the change, people came out and gave me the opportunity to even take it a little step further, to entrust in me, to help me be what I'm destined to be. And what I'm destined to be is to help the next people get where I know they can be. Like, if you yourself or know someone or have a child who is out there in the streets, man, I highly encourage you to do whatever you can to get them out. Get them out, man. If you just take them to go get a burger, pull up on them, give me your phone number, let them call, whatever the case it may be, just get them out, man, and let them know that although your history may say one thing, don't let it stop you from being what you can be. All right. You know what I mean? Don't let it stop you from being what you can be, because I've learned from my experiences, I mean, the sky's the limit for each and every one of us. You know what I mean? But at the same time, don't get it twisted. Like, it won't come easy, and it won't come overnight. And you are still gonna deal. You're still gonna deal with some struggles. You're still gonna deal with some bullshit. You're still gonna deal with some bullshit. Like, that's just gonna come, man. But don't let it stop you. Don't let it stop you. And I'm sorry, Reverend, I know I cuss a little bit. I know that I can tell you like this: you're not gonna wake up and see gold. You're not gonna wake up and be rich. You're not, whatever it is. Like, it don't come like that. But you can wake up and make your mind up, and you can be and get wherever it is you've been trying to be and get. It is highly possible, and I highly encourage each and every one of y'all, whatever adversities you may come across, whatever trials and tribulations that may come your way, whatever struggles that come your way, don't let that stop you.
All right.
Don't let that hold you back, because trials and tribulations are gonna come. Struggles are gonna come. You know, adversity is gonna come.
Right.
But at the same time, it's gonna go.
Yeah.
The same way it come, it'll go.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, you can get there, man. Just shoot your shot and be what you wanna be, man. And you know, again, like, when it comes to Black History Month, man, when it comes to Black Lives Matter, like what she mentioned, yeah, Black Lives Matter was put out a few years ago because of all the black men that were kind of getting, you know, they were getting the short end of the stick. We don't need to go down through there. Everybody knows what happened. But don't get it twisted. Like she said, it's not necessarily just only Black Lives Matter. We're not saying that. We're saying all lives matter.
All right. All right.
It just so happened that the Black Lives Matter movement was due to the things that were happening in this world that weren't cool. Like, you know, it just wasn't cool. But it doesn't mean that your life doesn't matter. If your life doesn't matter, like, all lives matter, man. So with that mindset, keep that concept that when you say all lives matter, live your life to show them what they can do with theirs.
All right.
So therefore, that all lives matter deal continues to go. Because at the end of the day, man, we all only have one life to live.
That's right.
We don't get a repeat. We don't get to come back and do it over, this, that, and the other. So if you're here and now, do what you can to make sure that those after you get somewhere in life as well. Don't let your history, the bad part of it, repeat itself when it comes to you. I've been in and out of jail. I've been in and out of prison. So my history, like, but at the same time, I kept doing the same bullshit that got me there.
All right.
So now I choose to live my life differently so that my history don't reflect on them.
It's all right. It's all right.
You know, I mean, at the end of the day, I get up and I look outside. You know, I'm tired of seeing kids locked up. I'm so tired of seeing kids shoot each other. I'm like, for real, like I said, we only got one life, man. So when things like this come together, are put on, when you get asked, like Miss Doris Jones gave me a call, reached out, wanted me to come be a guest speaker, and of course I was honored to do so, and that's why I'm here, man. But
All right.
I'm here front and center to show, and I had no idea who was gonna be in this crowd. I'm here to show this crowd, to show these babies, man, that you have no idea where you can be. You can take your life to a whole nother level if you just give yourself a shot. Believe in you, man, and when you got that bad history, man, don't let it stop you, because there's a lot of good history too. You know, Black History Month comes from a whole lot of, you know, that is highly important to us. We need to know that. But we also need to know that history can change.
Yes.
History can change, man, and you can take what you learned from Black History Month, you can take what you learned from your own history, from your family's history, whatever, and you can take it to a whole nother level. You can take it to a whole nother level in a positive light. And I think that's kind of what it boils down to. I don't have a whole speech. I don't really believe in like I don't have time to sit there and write a speech, man. I'd rather come to y'all real. I'd rather come to y'all from my heart than me sitting at home for the past 2 weeks. You know, I'll never step in front of nobody and come scripted. That's just not me. You know, I can't do that. I can't step in front of you and come correct and genuine. And I want to tell you guys, man, that first of all, Ms. Jones, I appreciate you having me and my wife here. It's really an honor being from Slaton, Texas. Me being from here, my wife being from here, our families being from here. Like my in-laws still live here. You know what I mean? So it's really an honor to be able to come back to the town where it started at and talk to you guys, but with that being said, I just want you to know that you can be anything you wanna be, and don't let nobody stop you from where you're trying to go, man. But if you're trying to go wrong, man, go on and get right. Go on and get right, because that other shit it just ain't what's up. So don't let the bad history reflect what you can create in good history, is what I wanna say. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so, like I said, man, I have a full-time job, I have a career, I'm employed with Atmos Energy Corporation, I fix gas leaks, install new gas services, things like that. But I also have two small businesses. I am a small minority business owner, both me and my wife. You know, I have a store called Everything You Need Plus Tees, and we make custom shirts like this, and we sell men's clothes, women's clothes, things of that nature, hats, caps, etc. I guess it's a little boutique or whatever, it's in Lubbock. And then and I also make my own fragrance line. It's called Doughboy Fresh Fragrance Line. You know, and the thing about that is like I was telling y'all earlier, man, when I say you can be anything you want to be, the sky's the limit. Well, I spent a lifetime, like I said, selling drugs, this, that, and the other. So I used to do a lot of mixing and matching, you know. That's so good. I took that mindset, and sometimes that's what we have to do, is take things we learned from our past to move forward. So, so as I learned how to mix back then, I just took them skills to mix now. So what I mix now just ain't baking soda and water. So it's some, you know, fragrance line, and I'm proud of that, because I mean, I never knew nobody that made their own cologne. So I have that. We have our store, and we have a cleaning service where we do make-ready homes. If you don't know what a make-ready home is, that's pretty much, you know, a realtor, like whenever they're getting ready to rent a house, things like that, where they need somebody to clean it before somebody moves in. So we have a couple clients that we do that for, and then we do commercial properties like that. And that is Chopper's Cleaning Service. And Chopper's Cleaning Service is named after my wife's dad, Bill Chopper. So that's where that name came from. Everything You Need Plus Tees came from, like I said, we make custom shirts, and then we got everything you need. We make men's apparel, women's apparel, and my wife is Hispanic, I'm black, so we're two minority races, and we're business owners, and like I said, I also have a full-time job. You know, my wife runs the day-to-days at our businesses when I get up and go to work Monday through Friday. And it's cool because I'm 49 years old. I got out of prison on my last bid at 41. So that's an 8-year span.
All right.
And in 8 years, I've managed to do all this. I managed to do all this, as well as be a very involved and very active member in my community, man. So,
all right,
y'all just know that you can take your kids, you can take yourself, whatever, and man, you can be so much more. The sky's the limit on what you want to be, and I will end it on this. I will say, don't let nothing or nobody stop you. Don't let nothing or nobody stop you, man. If you really got something you want to do, and such said no, that's cool. They said no, okay. Let's go holler at the next one. Let's go holler at the next one. Somebody gonna say yes. Somebody gonna say yes, and you'll be surprised where you get it. You'll be surprised where you get it. Like I said, man, I come from nothing. I'm doing probably $65K a year at my job, and I have 2 businesses, and I have a home, and I come from the bottom. And I spent my whole life there until I decided to do something different. And that's where I'm at now.
all right.
Yes. We want to thank Brother Scotty for letting us know. It doesn't